Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this cute little unicorn in apricot and white resin. So the first thing I did was get out my resin. This is part B from Let's Resin, and I am going to put 2 ounces of part B in my cup, and then I'm going to put 2 ounces of part A in my cup, and you do want to measure this by volume, equal amounts. And then I'm going to stir it up for 4 minutes. Now that my 4 minutes is up, I'm going to pour these in separate little containers. So I put 2 ounces in one container, and then 2 ounces in my other container. And I'm going to use my apricot mica powder. I got it in a container of like 60 some colors, I think it was, off of Amazon. And I do put 2 scoops in there, 2 spoonfuls. And then I'm going to stir that up until I don't see any of the powder on top. Of course, I did speed this up for you. Watching someone stir something is, yeah, not the best thing to have to watch. And now what I have is some homemade pigment paste. And this is kind of an off-white color, and it did separate a little bit, so I am just mixing it up. And what it is it is some old part B resin that had already turned yellow and some white mica powder, a lot of white mica powder. And I just mixed them together and put them in a container. So that's going to be my pigment paste. And again, I'm going to speed that up so you don't have to watch me stir that. So there I have my apricot color and then my off-white color. And I did see some floating mica powder, so I wanted to stir that up a little bit more. And then stir my white up a little bit more. And now that I have a debubbler, I'm going to put these in my debubbler. After I wipe my stick off a lot. So anyway, I put it in my debubbler for 5 minutes. And that's what they look like before. So this is what they look like after, and they do have a lot of bubbles on top. So I am taking my long neck lighter and I am popping those bubbles. I'm kind of disappointed in the debubbler because I thought it would work better than it does. I got the one off of Let's Resin. And you know, it wasn't cheap. So that's what why I thought it would work really good. I don't know, maybe it just brings the bubbles to the top. You got me. Excuse me, I'll have to take a drink. So yeah, I'm just continuing to pop the bubbles with my long neck lighter. And I'm sure you needed to watch this a lot. Now, this is the mold that I got, and I did get it off of Etsy. It did come from China. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the white on top of the apricot and then pour the apricot into the mold. Now the next time I try this mold, I think I'm going to spritz it with some alcohol. I do take my tool there, and I'm trying to get into some of the crevices and everything, so there will be less holes, less air bubbles. Again, I pour the white on top of the peach or the apricot as I'm pouring it into the mold. And again, I'm just trying to go around the inside of the mold there to pop any bubbles that there might be. And then I'm just going to top it off with some more resin. And then I saw that it looked like the mold was a little uneven where the resin was. It looked like, you know, it was kind of leaning or whatever. So I did put a piece of foam underneath the one side of the mold. And then I'm just going to try to pop any bubbles that are on top there. So this is the next day, and I'm going to demold my unicorn. Now, it is not the easiest thing to get out of the mold, I have to tell you. I was trying. And then I did spray it a little bit with my alcohol, but that didn't seem to help very much. Or maybe I didn't get it down in there far enough, or maybe I didn't squish it enough. I don't know. But this this pad underneath was moving, kind of making it difficult for me too. So I finally took it off, and then I did get some of the unicorn out. So I just started pulling it out of the mold, and I finally did get it. But it took a while. So there she is. Isn't she pretty? She did have a lot of holes in her, unfortunately. Now, this was the first time that I've ever poured this mold. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. The next time I do it, I'll spray some alcohol down in the mold, and maybe that'll help. And maybe I'll do a little bit more of my tool down in there. Anyway, I'm going to take my copper metallic paint from Deco Art, and I am going to paint her horn. And this is in the color copper. I thought it would go well with the apricot and the off-white. And she is marbled. She's so pretty. When I finish her up, you'll have to tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say about her. So I did her horn, and now I'm going to do her feet. And I'm just using a very small paintbrush. Very thin paintbrush, I should say. But even with all her holes, she turned out pretty. I'm hoping the next time I pour this mold, it'll be much better. I'm not going to do it right away, but I will do it sometime in the future. And now these are her front hooves. The other ones were her back ones. Again, it's Deco Art Metallic Copper acrylic paint. And I'm going to take my white acrylic paint from Apple Barrel and I'm going to paint her eyes. And she did end up with a bubble in her eye. Unfortunately, man, she had holes, bubbles, where bubbles were all over. It was very disappointing. I got a little bit of paint where it wasn't supposed to be. And now I'm going to take my black acrylic paint. I'm going to paint her nostrils, her mouth, and the black part of her eyes. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to start putting the bling on her. So I'm using Art Glitter Glue in this bottle with a needle tip on it. And I'm just putting the glue in the areas where there are divots from where there were bubbles in her hair. Oh, actually, I do the one, there was one in the middle of her forehead. I do that one first. So the bling covered that one up very well. And this is where I'm putting my glue in the other areas where there are holes. And I'm putting the bling on top of the glue then. And this glue does dry clear. And I did get it off of Amazon. It's Art Glitter Glue. It does not have glitter in it. That's just the name of it. And anywhere I saw a hole in her hair, or her mane, whatever you want to call it, I glued some bling on it. And I put some on her tail too. And on her bangs that are on her forehead. So even with all her holes and everything, I think she turned out pretty cute. I do like her. I like her a lot. And there's where I put it in her bangs. Just that bling in her bangs. There she is. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. And I do put some glue and some of the bling in her eyes, one on each of the black part of her eyes. And there she is. Oh, she turned out so pretty. I know she has a lot of flaws, but don't we all? And I think that copper paint went really well with the apricot mica powder. Oh, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like her? I really do like her. And here's some other pictures of her from the front and the back and the side. Look at the sparkle in her eye. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And, you know, make a comment in the comment section. I would love to hear what you guys think.